Hey everyone, this is Bhavijan, and today we are talking about some more in-depth knowledge about how to handle communication. It's called people skill. Now, this skill is really important as this skill is not taught properly in college. Although I have a subject in my first semester, but it just it just sees to only the textbook knowledge. There's only textbook knowledge is there, not the actual or the practical ways how to deal with it. So in I will tell you not just to follow, but also not just I'm just saying about the facts, but also you if you follow this, that then your people skills, that is your communication skills, will surpass the game. Various books, summary of various books has been used in making these points. However, I am still open to knowledge. If I found myself another very useful trick on how to build communication skills, I will do as such. First thing, talk to everyone with equal respect. Now that's an important point. If you consider yourself a highly uh, an educated person, not educated, if you consider yourself a high person as compared to that person, then you can't be able to uh, talk to that person in such a way that you talk to your to other person. If you consider that person below you, or just say slave master mindset. How can I put it? If you consider yourself that you are the master, you are better than everyone, you can't be able to talk to that person the way you want to talk to. It consider him as an equal, even as superior, because everyone is different. The knowledge he has might you don't have that knowledge. That's some fact. And that knowledge is gained by communication. If you want to communicate, if you want to uh, gain his knowledge, his views of how he expresses things, his views how he take things, that's the point. And that's why start we have to start our communication slowly with our colleagues, with our friends, with some stranger if you are comfortable with it. But you have to change your mindset that you have to consider that person your equal or your superior, because you have to ask him, you have to learn from that person that is something that he knows that I don't. That's first point. Power of exclusivity. Talk to less people and be polite and firm. No, it this point comes at that stage where you are quite confident, you're quite a respectable person. But at the starting of his career, it's very necessary to build this skill. So you have to talk to a lot of people. When you are in such a respectable position, you have to talk to less people. Why? Because you, when you become such a respectable person, you carry some valuable content, some valuable information. That's why you have become a very respectable person, because you know something, you know some formula, you know some secrets, and you don't want to share with everyone. Then, if you share it with everyone, then people will think ill of you. That's the reason. So you have to talk to less people. But at the starting point of your career, like a college student who don't know what to do, how many people you have to connect, it's just a free run. Next point, driving a conversation. So let's skip to the small talk about it. The small talk where we start with conversation. What we do is we start pointing towards hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, and that's the point. The conversation has no starting point. It just starts and ends in less than 5 to 10 seconds. What's up? conversation. So, in order to do the conversation properly, you have to take a few topics. If you like, for example, entertainment, cricket, whatever it is, sports, or the field of technology they are in, or is in expert in market shares, etc. I just realized that there are too much people who are interested in markets as compared to other sectors. So you have found yourself a topic, then study about it. Know if you know something, discuss it and ask questions. See, you don't necessarily have to know 100% of it so that you can dominate in that tone in that particular topic. You know fairly some amount of it, and then that's the starting point of the conversation. You ask him that I like your this work, then how you know that this help in future? How you know that whatever the team we are in help in decide winning the World Cup which is coming in few years? And that's the point. That's the starting point of conversation. If you held that in asking questions, then he will give you answer, which comes to the next point, which is keep asking questions. Now, don't ask questions like you are making that person feel like he's in an interview. Just ask questions in a friendly way. Ask questions in a student point of view, so that the person whom we are communicating with feels like a teacher and will be pleased to answer us in that specific order. For example, act dumb in a particular topic. The point I have told you earlier, if you know very less about that topic, then you might make some mistakes, and then that person will correct it, and then you will add some questions which you want to add, and that's the starting point where the communications take place. The communication should initiate. That's all. Next, sense of humor. Now, that's a point where every communication gets different from the boring ones. In order to avoid being monotonous, that you should have a good sense of humor. It's not necessary that you should be a stand-up comedian, but you should have a good sense of humor so that you can don't make that person pretty boring. Just try to crack 1 to 2 jokes on that particular topic, on that particular field he's in, then he might like it. He might continue this conversation forward, but try to make some jokes, not about his character or about his fame, money, his family, relationships, etc. These are the things that keep, you have to draw a line because if you respect others' boundaries, then your communication will be seamless. If you don't respect his boundaries, then forget about communication. You can't able to connect with that person ever in life. So it's necessary to respect their boundaries. Never make jokes on their family, their wealth, their hard work. Make jokes about the things they like, things, things they know about the experience on, things about yourself also, things about you, how you end up messing this thing, how sometimes you have to act just like a fool to know that person. That's the point. And that the fifth point is very difficult to follow. It's very difficult. So try to make little jokes if it's possible. Otherwise, you can also go through it. Sixth, research on that powerful person, apply basic conversation rule, and start conversation on topics which they are interested in. That's all. If you research about that person whom you are communicating with, then you might also able to communicate about f- the fields that he is interested in. For example, if you are communicating, if you are talking to a person who is a CEO, who is a founder of a company, then you have to talk related to their companies, the things they are working in, the things they are uh, building, the things they want to try. Just talk about that. Audience retention due to social media is that some things like repeating their names. It's like our mind has been played by social media so much that our mind don't know how that enough a little bit amount of attention we get on seven cloud. That's why if you give them a little attention, they will like it. We are all humans. We love the nature of being uh, getting an attention. Someone watching us. It's like an attention syndrome, whatever it is. And if you give them quite an attention, then you may like it. You may want to pursue conversation further. Until or unless if you are talking to a famous CEO or a famous celebrity in a particular field, everyone wants an attention. So how can we get it? Repeat names. If you speak to a person and you repeat their name frequently in every 3 to 4 sentences, then you consider yourself a good communicator because you try communicating with that person properly and giving him proper attention. Detailing by data. Now, detailing might seem boring, but it can help in proving your point that how your point is good or not. It works on usually debates or the things during negotiations. Storytelling. Now, storytelling. We like stories, so storytelling is like an anchor. If you get hooked on that particular story, then you will end up listening to his conversation, to what he want to speak about it. And that's the way. And storytelling is therefore an art that you have to learn it. You have to enhance it, the skill that is necessary. That's why all the people who just make content in YouTube or various another social media platforms, they know the art of storytelling, where they take a situation and try to explain it how this situation has arisen to this situation. Their storytelling, their storytelling way is very good. Even my I might be stumbling a lot between my words, but the quality of storytelling, seamless approach they use in order to tell that. So these are the points that I want to discuss about communication skills. And now the communication skills is quite difficult, as you can see. I'm also learning. It's been, I think, around 1 year that I'm trying my best to learn public speaking, speaking in front of camera, and various other things. But sometimes things act, sometimes not. But it's necessary to repeatedly practice this. If you get it, that's the best skill ever. If you get better in it, that's the biggest reward that you can get. It no matter it can help in your career, in your relationships, in your uh, any of the field you want to pursue in various negotiations, whether it's with your manager, the employee who is trying to recruit you, or just talking with your employers, talking to your junior subordinates about how to do particular task, about team management and all these things. These all comes from communication. And if you are a good communicator, you can know how to talk this way out. So this is my approach. Thank you.